This exercise is very important because it is one, it's a stretch, but two, it allows you to build stabilization muscles. The difference between dumbbells and the barbell is just as so. Stabilization muscles stabilize each arm as you go up. If you're shaking when you're doing the repetition, stay at that weight. Do not move up in weight. Again, I'll repeat this. Do not move up in weight until you can get 12 complete repetitions at a weight with proper form before you move up. You want to have a rest period in between these exercises of about 45 seconds to a minute to 30 seconds for the advanced. On the chest flies, I use 25 pounds as an example. For myself personally, I use upwards of 100 to 120 pounds when I do my incline dumbbells. For today's purposes, again, I'm going to use the 25s to show you proper form for you to allow to build your body in a proper manner. Now, this is where a lot of people injure their shoulders. You must kick the dumbbells up, just like with the chest fly. Use your legs, they're there for that. Watch this. Kick it up. Kick it up. Very important. While you're swinging the weights, you might injure your shoulder. Also, notice how I dismount from this exercise. You want to bring the dumbbells down to your legs and dismount. If you got to slam them down and drop them, the weight's too heavy. Notice, as I'm coming down, again, I'm stacked. The weight is on top of my wrist, is on top of my elbow. I come down until I'm about parallel with my chest. Notice how I'm going directly overhead. I'm not going forward, I'm not going way back, I'm going directly over my upper chest. Inhale on the negative, exhale, coming up. Again, mind-muscle connection. The mind-muscle connection that you use with this exercise is very important. Be in control of the weight at all times, and make sure that you're feeling it in your pectorals through the entire motion. You notice that I did not bang the weights together at the top of the motion. Some people do that. What I've found for myself is that leads to elbow injuries for me. That banging, no thank you. I don't need any more tendonitis or wrist problems for myself, thank you. So being in control of the weight, especially on the negative, is really going to allow you to build your body to its fullest potential on the incline dumbbell bench. The next exercise we're moving to is decline dumbbell bench press. Now decline, opposite of the incline, works your lower chest. This will allow you to, a lot of men have subcutaneous fat, or let's say bitch tits. This will allow you to go ahead and work your lower part of your chest. You do have 4 sides to your chest. Actually 5. Let's go ahead and say 5. You have your middle chest, outside, inside, upper, and lower chest. It's important to focus on all parts of this to have a complete, full pectoral muscles on your chest. Again, nobody wants to be that guy walking around in the gym with a sunken chest and big arms. This will allow you to develop your chest correctly. Now again, many times it's important to have a spotter on these exercises, but for today's exercise we're not going to, because I'm not lifting that heavy a weight. Again, I would suggest you to stay with sets of 12 repetitions if you're the novice. Do not move up in weight unless you can do 12 full repetitions with proper form. We're using dumbbells again because that'll allow you to increase your stabilization muscles. For me, I believe that it allows me to have fuller muscle bellies. Now notice, I'm not pressing the weights up directly over my head. I'm pressing them up from my lower chest. Again, I'm stacked. My hands are on top of my wrists or on top of my elbows. You come down to parallel with your chest, feel the stretch. Exhale as you come up. Don't bang the weights together. That's not necessary. Inhale, exhale. And you notice how I stopped at the top for that half a second? That really allows me to use my mind-muscle connection much better. Now, a lot of people, when they come off or dismount from this exercise, they throw the weights down. That puts your shoulders at a very bad position. The way to dismount would be to, one, hand the weights to your spotter, or bring them down to your chest and set up. Then put the weights down. If you gotta drop them, they're too heavy for you. This next exercise we're going to engage in is called rope pull down. Now this works your triceps. Triceps are the secondary muscle to pectorals, meaning that every time that you press, you're always using your triceps as a secondary or stabilization muscle. So many times what we do is we do triceps after chest, so that you get a full workout for your arms at the end. Make sure that you are going to reach muscle failure. For the novice, you're always going to do your 12 repetitions. Do not go up in weight until you can do 12 full repetitions with correct form. Now notice, when I grab this bar, I keep my arms glued to my sides. I come about 5 degrees above parallel with my arms, and I pull straight down, exhaling at the end. Note, when I hit myself with my arms, I can't move anymore. So what do? I twist out a little bit. That leads to a full contraction of your triceps. Inhale, exhale. 1, 2, 3. Remember that negative. Some people have one foot in front of the other, but notice, my chest is always out. As soon as you bend your chest down, you're using your abs. We don't want that. Chest out, exhale as you come down. Inhale, exhale. Notice I'm not coming way up here, because if you come way up high, you're going to swing down and you're not exclusively using your triceps. The idea is to isolate your triceps. How do we do that? Chest out, arms locked to the side, coming 5 degrees above parallel, coming down and twisting out. You see when I twist, that extra amount of contraction there, that's what we're going for. The mind-muscle connection and true contraction of the triceps. The next tricep exercise we're moving into is called overhead dumbbell tricep extension. Now what this works is the inside part of your tricep, right near your elbow. Triceps. 3. You have 3 distinct muscles in your triceps. Lateral, long, and short head. This will be working the head that's closest to your elbow. Now, do not move up in weight until you can do 12 with proper form. And I'm going to show you the wrong way first. This is the wrong way. Notice I'm using my shoulder. That's not what we're going for here. Again, we're going for isolation of the triceps. Hand on my side, feet stable, the correct way. Notice how I create a line which is perpendicular to the ground. My arm comes parallel to the ground, maybe a little bit below parallel, but you don't need to come way down here. That's excessive and injure someone. It's working right here. Now again with this exercise, you're concentrating on the contraction. If you're not able to have your elbow up due to not being flexible, lower the weight to get to the complete range of motion for this exercise. What I'm going to do for triceps is the seated tricep machine. Now the idea with using a machine is to find the fulcrum, or the point at which the machine moves, because that's where your elbow needs to be to use this machine effectively. If your elbows are way up here, you're not at the proper angle. If your elbows are way down here, you're not at the proper angle. The idea is to have your elbows that are bending right where the machine bends, or at the fulcrum point. Again, the novice or beginner would stay at 12 repetitions, move up in weight, and you can do them with proper form. Now one of the things that you find people do is that they lean over the machine so far that they're actually using part of their back or even their abdominals in this exercise. Again, we're trying to isolate the triceps. Feet are flat on the ground. Your arms are stacked, meaning a direct line coming from your wrist to your elbow to your shoulder. You don't want your elbows way out here or your elbows way in here. You want them in a direct line to isolate your triceps. Now, as you noticed, I paused for a second at the bottom of the repetition. That allows me to use my mind-muscle connection better. I'm actually isolating my triceps and feeling the contraction of this motion. Some people on machines prefer to use one arm. That allows you to use both arms equally so that your dominant arm or your dominant triceps does not take over the motion. Now in conclusion, this is our beginner or novice training DVD. I've covered some basic motions for not only the chest but the triceps. Remember, the triceps are the secondary muscle for the pectorals or the chest. We did push-ups, different variations of push-ups. We've done the bench press with the bar. We've done chest flies with the dumbbells. And we've also done incline with the dumbbells. And we've done decline with the dumbbells. We've worked all 5 portions of the chest, the middle, the outer, the inner, the lower, and the upper through these exercises. From there, we moved to triceps. We did the rope pull down. We did dumbbell overhead tricep extension. And we did the seated tricep motion on the machine here. The reason why chest and triceps are so important is for overall health and to look good. When someone says make a muscle, most people don't pull up their leg and show their calf. Most people go, look at my muscle. This will allow you to have a more stable upper half. It'll allow you to be more secure with your arms and your chest. And I'm going to go back to that guy in the gym walking around like this with big arms and no chest. That is not a good look for anybody. You know, being mobile, being flexible, and looking healthy is the point of doing these exercises in the correct fashion and form. In future DVDs, we're going to be going to an intermediate and a competitive level of training. This will give the basic or the novice, or maybe even someone that's more advanced that might have been doing these exercises in a different form, let's say another way of looking at these exercises. I want to wish you good luck with your training, and I want to let you know that there's going to be future DVDs coming out to help you grow your knowledge of this weight training that has changed my life. Not only in the physical, but if you can do this in here, you can transform this ethics and this work habit into all facets of your life, which will allow you to not only be a whole physical person, but maybe a whole mental and spiritual person also. Don't forget, mind-muscle connection is one of the most important things that you will be working with in the gym and in other facets of your life. Don't be the person that goes through the motions. Be the person that uses these exercises to better bring their body up and to better bring